Most air guns have some type of butt pad and cheek rest. The butt pad should fit nicely in your shoulder and help provide a secure hold. The cheek rest allows you to rest your cheek and head in the same consistent position each time with your scope. Both of these attributes help the shooter to be comfortable in just about any shooting position, from lying down prone, to sitting, to kneeling, or standing. Now, a lot of shooters these days like to record their shooting through a video camera. Typically, it's mounted to the rear of the scope and extends about 4 or 5 inches, thus pushing the butt pad and the cheek rest away from the shooter. Now, a lot of you have probably seen Ted's Holdovers videos, and he makes shooting through a video camera look easy. I'm going to mount the video camera onto here with the typical setup, and I'm going to show you some of the ridiculous shooting positions. This is one of the most popular recording devices. It's made by Casio. It's the XLM high-speed series. It's relatively compact and lightweight. And the equally popular camera mount by Vision. Each kit comes with a ring that's specific to the model camera you have, and the tube connects directly to that. Then another tube will connect to your scope. This is the Hawk Sidewinder scope, which has a threaded eyepiece. Connect right on there. Now the objective is to get the camera lined up so that you can see almost the entire reticle through the scope, which can be a bit tricky. As you can see, even if I move the scope all the way forward on the rail, there still wouldn't be enough room for a good cheek weld or for the butt pad to rest on my shoulder. So you actually have to support the rifle with your hand under the buttstock. Either way you look at it, it's not very comfortable. Even in a traditional shooting position, with a chair, say a monopod or a bipod, or some sticks, you still have to deal with trying to stabilize the rifle without the buttstock against your shoulder, which can be a lot more difficult than it appears. Which is why I want to show you this really neat accessory I just found. It's also by Vision, but it attempts to remedy some of these problems. Okay, here we are back inside. I'm going to give you a quick look at Vision's newest scope mount. It's called the Infinity FAE L50. Dual purpose adjustable scope mount. Comes standard with Picatinny rail mount. It's designed to be mounted on the forward part of your rail, allowing the scope and the camera to be further away from your face so you can get a good cheek weld on your cheek rest. It's also adjustable forward and backward, as well as up and down, which is important if you've ever tried to shoot long distance with an air rifle. You probably found out that you ran out of mil dots, clicks, or adjustments of your scope turret pretty fast. And this cant adjustment helps to rectify that. In the past, in order to compensate for cant, I've always, or you've probably heard of people shimming their scope rings, which consists of putting a very thin piece of plastic or metal inside one of the rings to help compensate for the lack of adjustments in the scope turrets. Really nicely machined piece of metal here. Let me show you what else came in the box. You also have a nice little bubble level, which can be connected in numerous places on either side of the mount. Some Allen keys, some synthetic pieces of something or other to put inside the scope rings to help prevent damage to the scope tube. And this is pretty nifty. This is a Picatinny to Dovetail adapter. It actually fits neatly inside this Picatinny mount, in case you don't have a Picatinny rail and you're using a Dovetail. Fits perfectly inside there, perfectly flush. So let me take the existing scope off of this rifle and we'll mount this on. So this FX Royale has a Dovetail rail, and just gonna make sure this is loose enough. I don't think there's any need to tighten this too much. It seems like it's really secure on there. Scope leveling kit. Okay, so we've got the scope mounted using the Vision Infinity FAE L50. Got my high-speed Casio Excellent camera with the Vision camera kit. This particular scope does not have a threaded eyepiece, so I have to use a different tube from the Vision kit. The objective is to get as much of the reticle as you can in the picture, as well as in focus. Let's see how it feels on the shoulder. Not bad, but a bit close, which is why it's nice to have these additional forward-rear adjustments. Oh yeah, that's more comfortable. Yep. Now, even though we did move a lot of the weight forward, even though the camera and everything is in the rear, it's not that far off balance. Slightly front heavy, definitely more manageable than trying to shoot through a camera the other way. So, my intention was to do a bunch of shooting through the scope cam to show you exactly how this mount can be adjusted. But as you can see, someone else had plans for me. So what we're going to do is, we're going to take this ridiculously annoying toy out to my 75-yard target. Then we're going to come back and I'll briefly show you how a mount like this can help benefit long-range shooting. Ready? Alright. Boom! Okay, I've got the target out at 75 yards. I've got my scope cam mounted. The scope magnification is on 20 times. Let's turn on the camera. Start record so you can see this. I'm going to zoom in to about 4.5 times magnification. And I can see both the target and the reticle in good focus. Now I have all 3 of the hex screws loosened on this side. So this is really beneficial for long-range shooting in the event that you run out of vertical adjustments on your turret and you don't want to shim your scope. So take a look at this. I have no idea how many minutes of angle that is, but it should certainly accommodate some ultra long range shooting for you air gunners. Alright, that's all the time I got. I hope you enjoyed this. Aloha.